Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from Today I F'd Up. Our first post is by alleged sandwich thief. Today I F'd up by drinking alone with my best friend. I, 36M, was out for drinks with friends, one of which, 34F, is my closest friend. I'm married, have kids, have always been faithful. We have a rule that when I am hanging out with my female friends, that it's never one-on-one. This was my idea, as I never want to be perceived by others as on a date with another woman. Well, this last time, our third party had to leave early unexpectedly right after our last round came. My closest friend and I were left by ourselves for 20 minutes to finish our drinks alone. I had been hoping for this time to have a conversation about the last time we had hung out. There was a moment when we were alone at the table while the third was in the restroom and almost kissed. I pulled away before anything happened and apologized the next day when we were sober. The conversation went well, but she admitted having feelings for me. Then she pulled out her phone to show me a picture and asked me if she should go back to blonde. It was a nude of her sucking D. I was caught off guard, obviously, and she is undoubtedly beautiful. My jaw dropped. I drooled. She got the reaction she wanted. The conversation did not go as it should have. I should have shot her down there, paid the tab and left. Instead, for the entire weekend, we entertained the idea by text, ultimately concluding it's wrong and it would wreck our friendship and relationships. We've agreed we can never be alone together again, and we have shut down all one-to-one communication. We're trying to act like nothing has happened, but now I can't get that image of her out of my head, and I'm lusting after her regularly. I can't stop thinking about her. I love my wife and choose her 100% every time. I have not physically done anything, but even considering anything is driving me crazy with guilt. I keep trying to forget about my friend and focus on my marriage, but my mind keeps going here, and then I feel guilty again. I'm scared I'm falling for my friend. Edit. So I wrote this in a hurry, as I'm at work and need to add clarity and correct a few things that unintentionally mislead the masses. It technically was a toy, not another man's D, so she didn't share a confidential photo of another man. 1. When I say we entertained the idea by text, I asked her to send a nude when we left. She said she'd send it when she got home. She asked if I was ready before sending, but I didn't respond until the next day. She didn't respond all weekend. I had mixed feelings of wanting her to send it and move things forward, but also not wanting to betray my wife. Monday morning, I forced her to stop ghosting me, and we had a conversation that led to our current situation. She doesn't deserve as much hate as she's getting. I deserve more. I am a crap bag, but I want to do the right thing. I don't deny anything y'all are saying about me. I am seriously considering the suggestions here. Final edit. I'm making this edit to answer a couple questions and misconceptions, then I'm done hovering over this thread to respond to commenters. First, when I say I choose my wife 100% of the time, I realize that it's not true in the sense you are all calling me out on. Hence the F up. What I mean is, when it comes to my future, I know I have none with my friend. And if I were ever in a position to choose who to pursue moving forward, it is my wife. Second, friend is actually a work friend. My wife has met her twice. They had a fine evening, but since I no longer work for that company, they haven't seen each other. Third, this is fresh. I'm trying to wade through and make wise, informed decisions because frankly I realize my decision-making has been poor. So forgive me for being cautious to jump on board with a random stranger's suggestion. I am realizing no contact is the way it's going to have to go. I'm figuring out how to enact it. I realize I need to be honest and come clean to my wife. I trust she will forgive me. I am mentally preparing for the worst. Thank you to all those who have encouraged me. It's amazing how many have sent me private messages to tell me how they followed through with an affair and it was the worst decision they've ever made. I appreciate you. To all the vicious people who want to see my marriage end or think I can't do the right thing by my wife, I hope you soften your hearts someday. Otherwise, you're going to end up lonely and alone. I'm going to own my failure, But it's best to encourage love to win out and not resentment and hate. There's more I could update, but I'm just tired of this thread now. Our next post is by Rebus. Today I effed up by taking DNA test. Today I effed up when I decided to do my heritage DNA test. My mom has been building our family tree and had done DNA tests for my grandparents on her side and one for my dad. My dad's ethnic results seemed interesting, so I wanted to see what mine would be. My mom encouraged us to make one, and everything was going fine while waiting for the results. I've been just building up my tree, which has been pretty fascinating. The part when I realized that I effed up by taking the test. Results came 2 days ago. I scroll through my DNA matches. To my surprise, no one from my dad's side showed up there. My dad doesn't show up there. Instead, there's some guy I've never heard of before, that I apparently share 50% of my DNA with, and of course some other people I haven't heard of before, that I share up to 25% of DNA with. The other half of people I know, around 25% DNA match with my grandparents. I look up what ethnic heritage my dad has. 20% Balkan. That doesn't show up in mine at all. It seems my mom has no idea about any of this. Today someone messaged me to share our family trees. I'm so confused and have no idea how to proceed. My parents seem to have a solid story about when and where I was conceived. Do I tell my mom? Do I keep this a secret? The best case scenario right now, if I tell her, is that they attended an orgy 26 years ago or something, and we can all just forget about it. Our next post is by Eclectic Galaxy. Today I effed up by sleeping after a vet visit where they gave my puppy a deworming pill. A real F-up that happened today. Backstory. My husband and I recently picked up a starving puppy off the streets. We named him Beps. Puppy tax. When we got Beps, his bones were showing but his tummy was extremely bloated. We took him to the vet to have him checked out and then got him some meds for his anemia and to help him recover some body weight. We took him to the vet every Monday for 2 weeks. No issues so far, except us finding the occasional worm in his poop. Both vet visits, they gave him some deworming liquid because he was too little for deworming pills. 3 weeks in, he is livelier and weightier than before, but we are still finding worms in his poop. The F-up begins. Today the vet decided it was time to give him deworming pills, or half of it. He is now 2.97 pounds as compared to his initial 1.5 pounds. Took him home and around lunchtime got him his food. He ate really fast and was dry heaving moments later. Vomited up a bit of his food and tried to eat it back. I cleaned up his vomit and kept an eye on him. Did a little Googling and found that sometimes deworming pills can cause nausea. So I worried a little less but still vigilant on his demeanor. He pooped twice and the second time was a bit runny. Okay, Google also said it might also cause diarrhea, so I guess this is expected. He's back to running around after, so I'm thinking he is fine. Around 2 p.m. and I needed to sleep. I work the night shift and I am trying to get some reasonable sleep in before the start of the work week. Checked Beps again and he seems fine, napping by my feet. I took him to his crate and we went to get some shut-eye. All seem right in the world. Except when we woke up and saw he was covered in his poop. His entire crate was covered in his poop. Maybe he cried when we slept and didn't wake up, but he was quiet in his crate when we did. Holy crap, it was a lot of crap. His bed, his toys, and smeared with his crap. I hurriedly got him out to give him a bath, and my husband went to clean out his crate, only to discover there were a lot of worms mixed in with his crap. Poop and worms all around his crate. It was a disgusting, crappy mess. It took an hour to clean. I tried my best not to gag. My husband was stone-faced throughout the cleaning. Beps' bed and toys are still soaking in soap. I was almost late to work, and while I was panicking trying to get ready, this little bastard was getting in between my feet and tripping me up, trying to play. Guess he felt better now that he is clean. I have no idea if he tried to eat his poop while in there. I'm trying not to think about it. Our next post is by Spartan. Today I effed up by sending the wrong PDF attachments and texts to my wife. One of my friends found out his wife was having an affair. It devastated him. So he decided to get a divorce. He wanted revenge on his wife for what she did. And when we talked, we agreed the best revenge would be a surprise, shock and awe type of strike. He was getting everything sneakily set up for a 1 to 2 rapid-fire knockout hit, bank accounts, assets, anything in liquidities, all set to be transferred to a private account, and all documents required, including evidence of her infidelity documented for court proceedings. He was ready for war. Now he worked a ton at this time, so he asked for my help in getting the documents he needed and making sure crap was in order. We ironically called this plan Order 66. Yeah, Star Wars nerds gotta love it. We used that in case his soon-to-be ex-wife would get suspicious. We had an easy out. It's a Star Wars reference, an inside joke. Now to the F-up. I got all of the documents he needed, and I was texting him PDF docs that he would need. They were blank, but they were the right ones for filing for divorce. My dumbass didn't check the number and sent it to my wife like this. Me. Okay, we're done. Take a look at this and get back to me. PDF file titled Divorce Paperwork. My wife replied back, "What the F is this?" Me still being an idiot thinking it was my friend texting back. "The F do you think it is, dumbass? It's the divorce paperwork. We are finished with this BS, sign it and let's get this show on the road." Now I set my phone down and was away from it for about an hour. I come back to see my friend's text of, "Hey man, did you get the docs I need?" I opened the text chat and saw they weren't there, then backed up out to the list of contacts and saw my wife's text chat. Then it hit me. Oh crap, situation critical, immediate damage control, expect battle damage assessment, catastrophic. I opened her chat, and yeah, it was not good. A bunch of, "What did I do to deserve this?" and "What the F is wrong with you? You owe me answers," followed by a, "We will talk about this later," at the end. Her phone was on Do Not Disturb for the next 6 hours, the longest 6 hours of my life. It was in those 6 hours that I was even considering talking to a divorce lawyer because I figured she might already be putting that into action, and I needed to be prepared. It was not a good 6 hours, not good at all. Once she got home, initially it looked like it was going to get nasty. Thankfully, I showed her my phone and the texts and told her about what was going down. She then shook her head, laughed, and then had me go out and buy her chocolate and ice cream as my punishment. In case anyone wants to know, my friend's divorce was pretty rough for a bit, but he did okay. Some alimony until his ex-wife remarried, which was about a year and a half later. Asset split, went almost 50-50. Stuff that was tucked away helped, some of it given to his ex during arbitration. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.